What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goob Show. I'm FB.
And I am Gooby the Flu in honor of the late great Tommy Scrambles, Tommy DeVito.
Oh,
I
love that
figured
guy.
I'd change my name a little bit this week.
Nice. Still sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore, California. How is Tommy, the man Scrambles the Goob?
Gooby the Flu, we doing fantastic. It was a good holidays. Hope everyone's holidays out there went well. Hope you got some good food, some good gifts, some good hugs.
Yes, happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just wallowing in the greatness of the holidays and and the sadness of what is Brock Purdy's first interception game.
Nice.
Brutal.
I'm happy the holidays are over. Single fathers usually are happy it's over. Everybody gets their stuff. You happy? You got what you wanted? Shoot. And usually we either get sick or we get tired or we rest for 4 days. I don't know what it was, but no, not a good performance by the Mr. Brock Purdy, huh?
No, and I'm not usually one to overreact. Let's be honest. Like normally I take everything with a grain of salt and all this and all that, but it could be a very crucial point in his career. Like he's never had like this many things go wrong that was his fault. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these things he caused himself.
Not even at Cleveland. I thought Cleveland he had a few interceptions there.
Sure.
I mean, I know there was injuries. I know this time this was a completely healthy Niners team.
I'm just saying in this case, we were moving the ball. We could do kind of what we wanted unless he made a mistake.
Right. And all the mistakes were.
We outgained the Ravens. We had the same amount of first downs. I mean, we played well when we weren't turning the ball over.
Right.
So that leaves it's all on Brock Purdy now and his relatively young shoulders. So he's got to turn
four interceptions.
Yeah, two were definitely his fault, probably three, and the fourth one was kind of just like.
Didn't his arm get hit?
Yeah, the one where his arm got hit, that's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. I mean, that's somebody else's fault.
Honestly, a lot of not good things happened. We lost three of our offensive line starters. Trevor Williams has a possible groin injury.
Oh, okay.
These are things that I'm more concerned about than probably just this one performance. I think we should be able to beat the Rams and Commanders to finish out the season, get Trent back, and get everything rolling again. But
right,
yeah, we don't like injuries, especially. No,
you played a really physical football team. That's what happens when you play a really physical football team. Injuries tend to happen. My biggest complaint about the Packers were not very physical ever. So I thought Lamar Jackson looked pretty comfortable even playing against the Niners. So I thought that was very something to keep an eye on when we get.
He made the best linebacker in football look really slow at times.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. The way Lamar, handled himself, spread the ball around. Gus Edwards touched it a lot. Flowers
was amazing. Yeah. No, we had no answer for Flowers. Ambry Thomas kept trying to hold him the whole time.
I never heard really anybody else's name on the Ravens receiver group.
Yeah,
Flowers' name.
Bateman dropped a couple. Odell was involved in one or two plays. Yeah, it was Zay Flowers open.
Flowers open the whole time. Yeah. So, another thing to pay attention to. You can't guard all of them, I guess.
Their O-line did a great job keeping Bosa and his buddies a little bit slow to get to Lamar. Of course, we weren't going full steam because we're trying to keep them in there.
Right.
So we're like rush and stop and rush and stop. And so I think you just have to go at him full force. And if you crush him, you crush him. And if he gets away, then he gets away.
He gets away. He got away anyways. In the few plays he got away. That one big one, he would look like Michael Vick a little bit, making decisions on what he wanted to do and where he wanted to go.
Going from 0 miles an hour to 30, back to 0 to 30.
Yeah, it was scary. So no, it was a good game.
We will live to fight another day. We will live to fight another day.
What are these damn things you got?
I got a 4-pack.
4-pack, nice. I got 2 more to go, I guess. No, it wasn't the way I expected the game to go. But we did learn a few things. So,
Absolutely.
injuries never help. But I hope that doesn't affect Brock too bad. I mean, that's
Cross.
it's a good possibility he's gonna have to play them again if he does what he's supposed to do. So
Right. No one else in the NFC looked that great either this week. So it's not like we took a big step back in the whole grand scheme of
well,
things.
Packers got a victory, but once again, here we go. We almost made another quarterback, perform top performer of the week, and
Another shitty quarterback.
another shitty quarterback. We almost made Bryce Young look like a superstar. Like, wow, throwing dimes out there.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. So I don't know. Jordan Love, once again, I have nothing. There's no complaints here. To think that we might have this part again
Solved. Yeah.
solved is still fingers crossed. Still a long way to go for anybody. I mean, Aaron Rodgers 17 years, 18 years, Brett Favre 17 years, Jordan 1 year. So we got a long way to go. But
Right.
I feel better than I did 5 weeks ago, and I feel better than I did at the beginning of the year when I thought that he was going to be the starting quarterback for the Packers. And I had, now you're starting to see it. You're starting to see, less turnovers.
Yeah. Game winning drives, 33 points. Anytime you get me 33, I'm happy.
Yeah, heck, you give me 33. You just need a defense to not give 34.
DeAndre Campbell still chasing people in that game again.
Apparently, the first half we schemed better to where we hit a lot more, a lot more of our coverage. And then seemed the second half we went back to normal and they caught back, they tied. I think we were up by like 13 at half, and then it was like, I was like, oh, we got this. And then it was 30-30. I was like, oh shit.
I was watching that at the Good Time Tavern, just laughing at JT going, that's only 16 points.
Right? That's like, man. And then
It was a joke until it happened.
Bryce turns out to be the player of the week, you know what I mean? Second half on. So take the victory. Minnesota coming up. How do I feel about Minnesota? They lose TJ Hawkinson this week. That's probably, they keep losing a superstar at the receiving, part every other week. Jefferson gone 4 weeks. Now it's Hawkinson's gone. You know what I mean? I'm like, so, and they've got nobody to throw the ball. That kid threw 3 interceptions. I'm hoping the Packers get a couple this week.
They're still in it. They're still in it.
I know they're still in it. If they lose to the Packers this week, though, I think they're out of it. So I'm excited for that game this week. I'm excited to, I don't know. Maybe we can hide our coverage for 4 straight quarters and try something different. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I feel confident the offense will put up points. I'm hoping Watson's back here soon. Aaron Jones played really well. He's, I think that was probably the big turnaround for us on offense for 33 points was Aaron Jones coming back and running for a bunch of yards and getting touchdowns. Yeah, that's huge for us. But yeah, this kid's doing it with nobody where Rodgers had like, I don't know, Greg Jennings and, all these
he wasn't that good.
He was the least experienced on the team. He's playing rookies. Rookies.
Terrible, Greg Jennings.
Yeah, Greg had his moments. I liked Greg. Trevor Lawrence injured again. God damn, man. Trevor Lawrence injured again. I feel bad.
He's been hurt. Like, I got to give him toughness. He's been, like, the last 3 weeks, he probably should have taken at least one of those weeks off. Like, I got to give him he's tough. But, yeah, now he has to take a week off. Right?
Oh, he has to take a week off. He learned from Carson Wentz. Can't keep going out there and breaking your ankles and stuff like that. If you don't play, you don't help the team.
Yeah, so Jags are on a slide, and Tampa Bay, who beat them, is 4 in a row. Baker Mayfield, 4 in a row.
Hottest team in football. Baker Mayfield looking pretty stupendous as the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, him and Mike Evans got a thing going on.
Yeah, I was going to say Mike Evans been throwing up some pretty big numbers here for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So
yeah,
you're looking for a receiver in fantasy and FanDuel. Mike Evans not a bad toss these last 3 or 4 weeks, So yeah, no, good job Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, man. They've been doing I mean, I didn't expect them to beat the Packers. They handled the Packers, no problem,
No problem.
no problem. So
So that's their division now, probably. What do you think? I mean, the Falcons got a win last week to stay within the game, but is it Baker's division to lose now, basically?
I think so because the Falcons can't seem to put anything together. You get a win, then they lose,
Right. We got Tampa Bay
and
against
then they
New
lose.
Orleans this weekend.
Okay, so that could still be a loss. It's kind of it's like
So,
damn two dome teams going against each other. No matter which place you go to, it's still a home game. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. It seems like Tampa Bay's been able to put something together. So and this receivers and Baker seem to be starting to get put it together. Godwin was a godsend against the Packers. Mike Evans kills in next week, kills the Colts. So it's like all right, whatever, no big
yeah.
deal. I definitely think the Bucks. I need Atlanta to kind of lose because Atlanta was one of the teams that beat us.
Right.
I need Atlanta to like
Out of all
lose.
those 7 and 8 teams, they
Out
had
of all the 7 and 8s, when we get there, I need Atlanta to lose. I need the Rams and I need the Saints to be one of the teams, because we beat them, and I need the Bucks
right.
just now to win the division. So
And you still got to catch the Seahawks and the Rams because they just keep winning. So they got 8 wins compared to your 7.
yeah, we need to catch the Seahawks and the Rams. We need to catch the Rams. The Rams is the team we need to catch because we've got the win against them.
Well, Niners got them in last week. Hopefully, we'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, if we're a game behind, yeah, we'll need that from you and us to win.
Did you see the Raiders?
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, I've seen the Raiders. Phenomenal. Raiders, last 2 weeks could be the best team.
What's in the water in Vegas these days?
Oh, who knows? I wouldn't even want to ask. That's
Found a right end to put aside on the other side of Crosby. This what was his name? Bouncy Kunze?
yeah,
Guy was all over the place against the
all over the
Chiefs.
place. Yeah, shit,
It
the
was
offense looks
fantastic.
good.
No, yeah, Mahomes had a Purdy-like performance. Like both MVP guys were just like, nah, we're just gonna suck this week.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was
All the
anybody open ever.
right.
Rice on little tiny catches, you know what I mean? But nothing. Kelsey didn't seem to be open at all.
Kelsey's trying to do 2 things at once. He should just concentrate on football
Probably tough to be Mr. Swift. It really is probably tough. So
and commercials. He's trying to do 3 things at once. That's even worse.
try to do 3 things at once. That guy's he's Mr. Pfizer, Mr. Swift, and the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a busy man.
He is.
And he's what is he? Mahomes and Maato? He's Maato or some shit like
Campbell Soup with his brother.
that. With his brother, the podcast with his brother. Shit. I try to be a dad, run a bar with you, and do a podcast. My life is kicked. Fuck, man. So good for Travis, man. Not good for the Chiefs though. Chiefs have looked pretty bad here for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
They got another big game next week. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati and Mr. Jake Browning trying to get into the playoffs, man.
Right? They're not messing around.
No, even the Raiders now could win I think the Raiders still have a possibility now. If everybody loses and the Raiders win, they could.
Yeah, they're 2 games back of the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah, they could win that division. So there you go. There's a question for you. If the Raiders win the division, now I can't say they'll win the division. Say they make it to the playoffs. Does this guy have any chance of being the head coach?
Oh, I think Antonio Pierce definitely should be a head coach. The way he's motivated this team, turned the defense around.
The same thing Rich Bisaccia did, though, and he turned the Raiders around. Is it just an interim coach thing for the Raiders?
Well, this guy's got Super Bowl pedigree. He's a former player, which seems to be pretty popular unless you're Mike McDaniels and stuff these days.
Right.
He was with the Giants when they beat the Niners in those NFC Championship games. He knows what it takes. I'd give him a shot. I mean, if you're turning around any Raiders team, in my opinion, he deserves a chance.
Okay, so my next question for you: do you give him the 2-year shot, or you give him the 5-year, $70 million shot? What do you give him?
Oh no, you can only give him 2. You can't give someone who has only won 4 NFL games that much.
Okay, cool. So you give him the 2-year, $24 million. If you can turn us around.
I mean, who's coaching the Giants now? Is it still? I don't even know who it is.
Still big. It's
still
Dable. Big, man. It's still Dable.
All right, so So maybe Pierce just takes doesn't take a new contract, and Dable gets fired from New York, and Antonio Pierce goes back to the Giants.
So you're saying Antonio Pierce don't even want to be a Raider?
I'm saying it's a possibility.
But he's a Compton man, so being a Raider coach, because he was
Right.
Compton when they were LA. So I mean, that's he probably grew up a Raider fan. He probably was wearing a Bo Jackson jersey. You know what I mean? As a young man, or maybe not Bo Jackson. He was playing at the same
Lyle
time.
Alzado or something.
Zato, Belinda, things like because he's probably playing with Bo. So
Right. Yeah, I know that.
probably out there with Bo. So all right, well, you know what? I do like the Giants idea too. Maybe you take a 2-year deal to see how it works. I mean, I don't know. I would like to see him get the job. I really would. I wanted Bisaccia to get the job. I'm glad the Packers got him as the special teams coach. But when the whole thing came up, I thought, shit, Bisaccia almost got him in the playoffs. Let's give Bisaccia a chance, man. So here we go. All right.
Winners and losers, baby. You got a winner for me this week in the NFL?
I got a winner for you. I got a couple questions for you too. You want to do quick questions or you want to do winners, losers?
Well, I'll just give a quick shout out to the Detroit Lions. Good job winning their division. And now let's do some questions.
I'd like to shout out the Bears. The Bears were winners. I mean, every time the Carolina Panthers lose, the Bears win. Patriots want to turn around and not win games. So, it's like, okay, you guys want to win. So Bears, I'm going to give the Bears as a winner this week too for another first-round draft pick coming up here very shortly.
Number one. Hope they don't trade it to us for Justin Fields.
No. What? No, hope not. What? You guys don't need a fucking first-round draft pick. You can't have all this fucking shit and then get fucking first-round. Jesus Christ. Okay, so listen. So after this week's performance, who do you have as the MVP now?
After every single MVP sucked, except for
after this weekend's performance, who do you now have as the MVP?
Since it's a week-by-week league, you got to go Lamar Jackson. But I still fancy Mr. Purdy in the long run. I mean, did you look at the QBR rating between these two guys? It's like 70.
I don't have Lamar winning it. I don't think Lamar has the numbers to win MVP.
I still think it's Brock Purdy, but I think Lamar is now the Vegas favorite. I mean, I didn't look, but I'm assuming.
You don't think Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek with the injury, but how about McCaffrey? McCaffrey still had his way with the Ravens.
He did. He had a great game. That touchdown run was awesome. Jumping in the air, doing all sorts.
The drive was awesome. It was like 87 yards of Christian McCaffrey and a touchdown. It was like
65. I mean, he's the real deal for sure. But I mean, this is just a blip in the radar for Brock.
I know you as a Niner fan, you have to hold that to be true always because he's always going to be Mr. Irrelevant. And since he's always going to be Mr. Irrelevant for you, it's always a blip in the radar. Move forward. Because at any point in time, it could be the end and it all ends. You know what I mean? So, yes, for you, it's got to be a blip in the radar. I understand. For me, I just think Christian McCaffrey's done a bang-up job this year. And we don't put running backs there that often. So, but
I mean, if this was college football and this was a Heisman, I think McCaffrey could have possibly pulled it off. Depending.
It'd probably be Lamar Jackson if this was the Heisman Trophy.
Or Tyreek Hill.
No.
Down so much in the last couple of weeks, right?
Nah, right? He hasn't been around. No. So that's what I'm saying. Where do we go from here? Because this last 2 or 3 weeks has taken away Tyreek Hill, which is taking.
And Baker Mayfield win the MVP.
Well, hey, can Baker Mayfield? Hey, can Jordan Love just get us into the playoffs and have this amazing run in the end and win MVP?
Maybe get a vote. You might get one vote.
Fucking vote? Shit, I'll take it. I don't know. I just wondered. So then we've got MVP is up in the air now because everybody's playing terrible. Who is just the offensive player of the year? Is that?
That's McCaffrey.
That's McCaffrey.
That's McCaffrey.
He's got to get that. If you can't give him MVP, you got to be able to give him offensive player of the year. All right. I don't
think there's an argument with that.
Okay, now defense. Who is the defensive player of the year? This is a tough one. Because a lot of players are playing defensively very, very well.
I agree.
A lot of players.
I mean, you got Deron Bland. That's the record for pick sixes in a year. He's got to be considered.
somewhere.
I don't think any of the Niners guys are dominant enough, so I'm going to skip them for now.
Yeah, because there's too many. Too
I mean,
many.
TJ Watt's still involved in that race. He leads the league in sacks still, right? Even though if the Steelers can make the playoffs, does that make him the most valuable defensive player?
How about if the Browns make the playoffs?
Right? Myles Garrett, same argument.
Myles Garrett get Defensive Player of the Year. I
I mean,
mean,
they're kind of the same, right? One gets more interceptions, the other one blocks field goals.
right. But they both get double teamed all the time. They both change
They
every.
love the strip sacks. You gotta love the guys with the strip sacks.
Right. Okay. So then this guy out of the Raiders is playing at another level too with Crosby.
For sure.
As easy as it was to say McCaffrey, offensive easy, not even a question. How did you defensive player of the year? I'm glad I don't vote for that because
for real.
If I had to vote, I would give it to Myles Garrett. If you ask me today, right now, I think as Cleveland's defense goes, Myles Garrett is the reason they go.
But he's had the most impressive moments. So I mean, sometimes if everything else is equal, you just go with what looks best on the award show.
Myles Garrett, that's looks pretty good. You know what I mean? If you as the years of J.J. Watt when he was doing it, and you just went with the most impressive stuff. Sometimes you just went, fuck, J.J. does the most impressive stuff.
You know, it was crazy.
Crazy, interceptions and sacks, and so I don't know. I put Bland at the bottom of the list because he's tapered off since this last 5-6 weeks. I haven't seen any interceptions or touchdowns from that guy. So
they're giving him the Dion treatment, just not throwing it that way.
Just not throwing it that way, I guess.
That's not true. We burnt him all the time when we throw it against him.
Yeah, I was like, I think that guy's been burnt.
Yeah, tons of
time. Bland, but Garrett Watt got to be top 2. I don't think Micah Parsons had that good of a season. I mean,
Fred Warner is probably 5th, no matter who else you put in front of him.
It's fine. I mean, as a linebackers go, he's definitely the number 1 linebacker in football. So that guy's got to be in there for Defensive Player of the Year, right? So that's some point. So fair enough. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, Packers playoff. That's a slim kind of fingers crossed kind of hope. So I'm definitely looking for offensive defensive player of the year.
Right. Yeah. 2 weeks left, and we got probably 10 to 12 teams just looking for that wild card.
Fighting for that wild card. Yeah, there's a lot of teams fighting for that wild card, right?
Yeah, they're all 7-8, 8-7.
Yeah, some teams are trying to fight back down to it. Like the Eagles trying to get down to the wild card position, also get to the wild card position. Kansas City doing their best to fight themselves down to the wild card position. Jacksonville think a wild card might not be too bad anymore.
Yeah, a lot of weird bad ball going on right now.
Holy shit! So Packers just trying to get the fuck in, man. Who cares? That's all I want to do. Get in. Speaking of getting in, Kentucky snuck in one before the winter break. Beating our old rival there, those old Louisville Cardinals. So I will take a victory anytime we can beat Louisville. So
Danny Trump's not there anymore, right?
No, he's not there anymore. So it doesn't matter. I'm just happy to be. Beating them is always a big thing, especially before the Christmas break.
Well, at the start of the new year, it'll be Kentucky 8, Carolina 9. So we're still linked all the time. We're always doing something.
You know what? That'll get us in the. I want to be a 4th seed, 3rd seed getting into this thing.
Yeah, let's not mess around with this 8, 9, 10 stuff anymore.
No, I don't want to do that anymore. That's where we've been for the last fucking few. And then we're playing like Alabama or fucking Tennessee or something. That's
right.
We'll play those people.
Or this year, the FAU, because they're right in front of you.
I know,
huh? Congratulations to them, highest seed they've ever been in their history.
Final 4 appearance last year for them. Good chance with the team they put on the court that they could be Final 4 again.
They've shown they can ball a little bit. Yeah, I've watched a couple of their games. They're not one particular standout, but they hustle, they crash the rim, they shoot.
Yeah, they got some big kids on that team too, right? Isn't that that's a bigger team?
Yeah, they got that big transfer, the 7-foot dude. He only plays like 15, 20 minutes, but
Oh, really? Okay. I know they had that big transfer in there. Yeah. I knew I had a good feeling they were going to beat Arizona. Yeah, I like it when those schools make it to, Final Fours. Unless, unless it's
Pretty
against
much a
Missouri.
slow week in basketball, but yeah, we like the little schools making some noise.
I love the little schools making noise. And that starts back up when?
Pretty much. Well, for Carolina, I don't think it's till like the fourth.
Okay.
So yeah, everyone comes back New Year's, a couple days off, and then start up again.
Okay, cool. Well, we got to
Yeah,
get to those. Got to get to those bowl games first. That's what matters. Is the
yeah,
bowl.
college football, baby. We got 1 week of really nice football coming up here.
I'm excited. I'm always excited. Listen, go Buckeyes. I'm always excited when we can just win a bowl game and move the fuck on. Yeah, we won our bowl game. Minnesota won their seventh in a row tonight. Good for Minnesota. That guy's like dominant and winning bowl games. That coach of Minnesota's won 7 in a row.
Hey, he's the best 6-6 versus another 6-6
Coach
coach.
out there, man. He's killing it in the bowl games.
Bring me another 6-6 team. I got you, dog.
Yeah, I'm happy because our problem is we've lost like the last 3 or 4 bowl games because we don't make it to the championship, which
Oh,
means
and now with all your graduates and transfer stuff, you guys don't even, you're running out there like a Indiana type team.
against Missouri, who's not, so they're coming out full strength.
Yeah, they're missing like one guy. You're missing like 10.
Yeah, right. Nobody left. Yeah, so we'll be fine. I'm happy to just go and win the game. I would like to just get a bowl victory, this Cotton Bowl. I'll take a Cotton Bowl victory. Sounds fantastic. We haven't won a bowl game in years. So,
All right, well, we got the Peach Bowl. Your game's on Friday. There's a couple games on Friday. Penn State is on Saturday, the Peach Bowl. And that's the same day as the Georgia Florida State game.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be a huge one. And then everything else is on Monday, which hopefully FB and Goob will be together for that.
We might live stream one of those.
We're on the West Coast. We'll probably just do the last bowl championship semifinal.
Right. That's fine. Being on the
That starts at 5, so I'll probably be up there too. We could maybe do a little bit beforehand. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's perfect.
But yeah, I can't wait for those games.
Excited. I love college football, man. Nothing more exciting than college football, especially these kind of games. I thought last year with Ohio State and Georgia, man, that was such a good game. Coming down to missing a field goal in the end for Ohio State on that. But
Right.
that was the best game of the year, I thought, to be honest with you.
TCU Michigan was amazing.
TCU Michigan was a good game. I know. TCU.
Fortunately, that only lasted one game for TCU.
It did because they just got wally mopped the next.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're worn out. We just played Michigan. They just
we're done. So yeah. No, I'm excited for that. All the bowl games this week are going to be great. I told you already. We've already had these great bowl games. Those 2 bowl games last week we talked about. Those 2 bowl games were fabulous. Today, Minnesota was boring. The Bowling Green game. But
Georgia State. That was a sick game. Also, what was the other one? Hold on, I got it. South Alabama.
Alabama, right.
First ever bowl win. They won 59-10. Most points they've ever scored. They did it in a bowl game. Good job.
Go South Alabama. So
yeah, these bowl games are weird, man.
We had good bowl games, but now the real good bowl games are going to start. So as long and it looks like we've got good matchups. Sometimes you'd see like Ohio State versus Notre Dame. That's a bad matchup. It's 36. Right.
We got Oregon versus Liberty. That's
a bad matchup.
That's gonna be bad.
That's a blowout game. Even if Ohio State was bringing everybody back, they'd kill Mizzou. They would just destroy them.
Yeah.
But we're not. So I believe Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to play. That guy's a superstar. No, he's not going to play.
No. He went there with the team, but he's wearing his jersey over top of a sweatshirt.
See.
Just got riding bikes. He's not out there running plays or anything.
That means he's not coming back.
No.
I take the money if they offered me $35 million for 1 year. I'd come
college,
back.
College is the best years of your life, children.
Yeah. You keep trying to spring that bullshit on everybody, but it's not true.
It totally is.
It totally is. Yeah, maybe. College are the best years, but they only go there for 1 year. You kept trying to tell the basketball kids that. They only go there for 1 fucking year. That you don't have to tell the football kids that. They're already there for 3 years. They got no choice.
Sure.
4 and 5. Nowadays, some of these guys been there 5 years, coming out as red shirt seniors or some shit like that. It's like, what? I'm a red shirt senior at 26.
I'm a COVID Air Force spaceman,
Yeah.
18
Hey,
transfer credit,
Air Force beat Duke, right?
9th year senior. Yeah, they did. They had to run the ball, which is weird for Air Force, right?
Yeah, that's totally weird for Air Force. But go Air Force beating Duke, man. I thought Duke had a good season, man, the whole year. So Air
Yeah, I
Force
know.
comes out there, beats them a little bit.
That's the thing that sucks. Like Duke, we're good, but their quarterback transferred to somewhere else, and like all these bowl games, they have quarterbacks that, hey, it's my first time.
Yeah, right. I know. That's ridiculous. I know. Ohio State's going to put out somebody who didn't play all fucking season. Hey, buddy, here you go.
Like at least he was a 5-star in high school. Like, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, we couldn't somehow get Archie Manning to, or,
Yeah,
the Manning
staying in Texas.
staying in Texas. It'd been awesome if he'd have transferred over there, man. That would have been sick. Fuck it. Nah, we move on. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on to the NBA. Because listen, Knicks finally got a win over a good team. And that's all that matters. Finally beat the Bucks, man. It was a good victory against the Bucks. Brunson is
He's kind of like a G, huh? Like every time I'm convinced that the Knicks are like not going to beat anybody, Brunson pulls off like one of his 50-point games.
yeah, man. I'm not comparing them to anybody because you don't compare anybody to anybody. When you start comparing, you just start to make mistakes.
He's like Manu Ginobili.
Nice. Good comparison. I'll take a Manu Ginobili. He's
I mean,
just
he's probably quicker,
he's
but he's
quicker than Manu Ginobili. He gets to the rim a little faster, but listen, Manu's one of the greats.
they do that thing. Everything they do is in slow motion, but it still works.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Spurs, man. They were all in slow motion, those guys. No, Brunson looks if Randall plays good and Brunson stays the way he is, all we need is like this Barrett guy's killing me a little bit, but I like Quickly a lot. And then we got Hartstein, man. This guy is a warrior. You need a warrior on your team. And when you got Hartstein, you got a warrior, man. So
Gotta have a little beef. I wish the Warriors had just a little bit more, to be honest with you. Trace Jackson Davis playing good, but not good enough.
you don't have a Hartstein. And we'll get Robinson back, but Hartstein played in every game last year. I bet you he plays in every game this year. That's what a true basketball player does. He goes out there, he plays in every game, and helps his team.
He's kind of like your Looney, except you don't let him start yet. Well, now you do.
Now we do, yeah. He's our starter now because
he might not give that up. He just might say, Miles, coming off the bench.
Coming off the bench, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for them. We're still in 5th, but we're all a game behind everybody else.
Yeah. Not catching the Celtics. They just took care of both LA teams this week in impressive fashion.
No, I know we're not catching the Celtics.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
look really good.
I don't even know if we can catch Philly or the Bucks, but I think we fit in that 4th position pretty well. So whoever is 5th will play in the playoffs. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you Orlando or you Cleveland, most likely.
Yeah, Miami's right. Was Miami right there? I thought I saw Miami pretty close.
They're coming up.
Yeah, so
Kuminga. Kuminga had like 3 great games last week. The Warriors did really well. We've won like 7 in a row at home. We're actually at peace right now. There's no Draymond Green. He's in another building somewhere. Right. So we're just playing basketball. And Pazensky and Kuminga both starting now. And they're getting tons of minutes and they're playing really well. Wiggins came back and had a great game last game, even though Joker shot 29 free throws. No, I'm kidding. It was like 18 free throws.
18 free throws.
So we finally lost the game, but Warriors are playing well. I think we're turning things around just a little bit. Going with these younger kids, bringing some of the vets off the bench. I think that's kind of a smart move.
So if I got a question for you. So if this takes a month, which is possible, this could take a month. Draymond Green has to prove himself to get back in the league. So, and I don't know how he even does that. I don't even understand the process he has to go through. who
No.
who he has to convince that he's got his shit together. Because I
Right.
don't know anybody in the world that's going to believe him. I just don't know. So if this takes a month and a half, say, for Draymond to somehow convince some, 50-year professional that he's got his shit together. But these kids are starting to gel and the team's starting to play well. Does he become the Derrick Rose just sitting in his street clothes in the background? Still on the team, 12th man, number 12, is the 12th guy.
If we can't convince the league,
Never dresses, like never dresses, but he's there.
no, if we can't convince the league to keep him out, then yeah, I think we should put him in street clothes. I mean, as long as we're winning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Derrick Rose was the 12th player on the Knicks for like 2 years, and he was on the bench.
Yeah.
He just wasn't playing, but he was the 12th guy. You know what I mean? Jericho Sims was the 11th, and
we don't need to see if he's near the bench. I think that's a problem.
we need, he's even near the bench.
Draymond to stay somewhere.
Nice.
And then not come back. If he's coming back, we might as well put him on the court because he's going to kick somebody anyway. So.
Nice. Well, speaking of getting their shit together and coming back to the NBA, Grizzlies are on fire. Won 4 in a row.
Baby.
Best player in basketball, averaging 30 and looking good. Right? I mean, honestly, about to do my performer of the week here very, very
soon. Guns.
But all I'm saying is, this guy is Superman.
It's fun to watch, and he's entertainment and a fucking TV.
It is. So we got about a minute and a half left. You got a performer of the week for me?
I'm going to roll out 2 quick ones. Barry Sanders kid playing basketball for Michigan State scored his first 3 points the other day.
Nice.
Go, little dude.
Freshman or a senior?
He's a sophomore.
Okay, cool.
He still has a chance to play a little bit.
All right, good.
And then also, we got a Q School winner, which means we have a new tour card. PGA welcomes Harrison Endicott to the PGA Tour.
Endicott to the PGA Tour. Welcome, Harrison. We can't wait to have you on the team. That's awesome. My performer of the week is Mr. Amari Cooper. 11, 265, 2 touchdowns. Once again, Joe Flacco for president, because without Joe Flacco, Amari Cooper wouldn't be great. What are you looking forward to?
I mean, let's be here. I'm looking forward to football.
Yeah, me too. Bunch of football, bowl games, Packers, Vikings.
Maybe some fireworks.
Fuck yeah, I'm in. Well, that's perfect. Well, listen, I'm FB.
I'm the Goob. Gooby the flu.
Yeah, right. Gooby the flu. Yeah, my cold's almost done. I'll talk to you very soon. Peace.